All right, so we're back at it again. This is my second legal letter from MX Sports. What this means is what I will be breaking down today. Let's talk about MX On and FIM. I'm gonna find out how I got blocked. It's super crazy on how it all happened and the wording of it. A lot of you guys probably don't know me. So to tell this story so everyone understands, I'm assuming there's gonna be new audiences to this. This is as big as you guys make it. If you guys watch this and you guys want to understand this, and if you guys are ready to stand up for this, this is going to be as big as you guys make it. I'm a solo YouTube video person. 2022, I started doing video stuff and traveling the country a little bit. 23, it turned on to a lot more. All I wanted to do was show you what actually happens at the races. That was important to me. I grew up extremely poor. Didn't really get to go to any nationals. When I did, it was the best thing ever. When I finally started staying the night and camping out, it was even better. I felt very lucky to do that. My dream, if I ever had one, was to travel the country and do dirt bike stuff and show you dirt bike racing. There's nothing better than that I could figure out at that point in time, and I literally got to do it. And I'm still doing it. Thanks to everyone that's been a part of this and bought shirts, man. You're the only reason that we're still able to do this, and I appreciate you. It's very difficult now, and I'm going to break that down why. So whenever we started doing this in 22, I went around, we recorded a lot of stuff that happened at the event. Now, there were scenarios where people got hurt at the place. Never at my hand, always at when they were doing things that at the event. That happens. It always has, because let's be real, dirt bike people are a little different than, let's say, baseball players. I'm not discrediting anyone, but at the same time, there's different mentalities to all of this. Let's jump forward. If we catch traction, we start rallying the people that are actually just loving the sport, and they never got to watch it in the way that I was providing it. I was showing highlight clips of what happened at the races. I was showing highlight clips of more than just the racing, because guess what? Motocross is more than just the racing. That's why you go and camp, and that's why you do these things. When I started to do that, I started to grow my audience because I knew what they wanted to see, because I know what I wanted to show, because I know what I was missing. That's how I grew my audience. Now, within there, all I ever wanted to do was just show people things that they were missing out on. And absolutely, that's what I did. I never antagonized anyone. I never influenced anyone to do crazy things or whatever, or get in fights. If anything, I was the exact opposite. I gather this audience of just absolute core moto people that actually go to the track and do these things. Those are the people that I'm hitting the most. And I'm bringing other people that have never even understood that there was this scenario where you can ride your dirt bike and do all this stuff, and you see all this crazy stuff for free. Or you go and race your own dirt bike on amateur day. I promoted it all. I think it was great. There's nothing I wanted to do more as a child than ride my dirt bike. I need to figure out how to make more money. So I started making more money by building videos for people for their memories. So I would do edits, and that's what they would call them. I'm explaining this to you in a simplistic way because I really believe there's going to be people that come into this that do not understand. And it is important for them to understand as well as for you. If you're ahead of the game, great. Don't be upset at me for explaining things to people that maybe don't understand fully. I start doing edits for people. I start doing the videos for them. I put them together. I make this memory thing. Now I'm charging money from it. Now all of a sudden I'm making money, and I can continue to do what I was doing. Then I can buy this van. I can do all of these things. Now I start doing that. Everything's good. I get approved at Loretta's. Loretta Lynn's is the biggest amateur event in motocross. If you want to learn more about it, go to a different video. One of my prior ones. This isn't going to be the video to learn all about Loretta's. I get approved to go to this thing. It is national. This is huge. Whenever I got that approval, that was a big deal. Then from then on, I'm like, okay, I think I might be in a little bit. So then I went to Minios, then I went to Daytona, then I went to all these other places. While all that was happening, I got my stuff stolen at Daytona at an MX Sports event. I got my Granger stolen. I even tried to keep that pretty calm. There was video footage of where the bike was, but they wouldn't release it to me, and then they lied to the cops. So take that how you will. Fast forward a year later to the next Loretta's. I go to get media credentials because I believe that, I've grown my audience double, 3 times compared to the year before, which whenever I was accepted. Now I get denied. But I asked, oh, what did I get denied for? They told me it was wrong, so I fixed it, resubmitted it. Told me it was wrong, fixed it, and resubmitted it. Still got denied the entire time. Now, I'm still doing the edits down there. I'm still making the money. I'm just trying to get on the field because it's way easier. This is at the end of my edit era. I'm doing it mainly for personal, like for these people that I care about. Eventually, I was like, okay, I'm sick and tired of walking around here. I'm just going to go straight to the source and find out why I'm not allowed. I speak to Davey Coombs. I speak to the guy that runs MX Sports. Now, I try to go to the thing a whole bunch of times. I went to talk to him. I got avoided multiple times. So the one time I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I wait for him. I sit down with him and I'm like, hey, like I tried to apply like 4 or 5 different times. I don't completely understand why I'm getting denied at this point. I feel like I fixed everything and did it all the right way because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to be correct. Then we went into talking about how I put up things that they don't like. To sum this up, they asked me to delete all of the YouTube videos that I made. The answer was no. I absolutely was like, yeah, like I don't really need the media pass that bad. How we got to that is everything was looking pretty good. To find out is I'm posting crash videos and I'm posting stuff that they don't want seen at the event by other people. This is an event where the regional that happened before Loretta's that year, somebody jumped something that never has been jumped before. They insinuated that I made them do that. That actually is incorrect. I never made him do that. He said he thinks he can do it, so I went over there to capture it. I think you would be idiotic for someone to say, I think I can do this, and not go get it. Why? He wanted it. Why would I not go get it? I never influenced him to do it. He did it himself, and it didn't go perfect, but he didn't get hurt, and everything went good. They said that I made him do that, and I influenced these people to do bad things at their event. That was their argument of why they wouldn't give me the credential, because they didn't want to give me any more exposure than I was already getting from them. The counter argument was, if you delete all your YouTube videos, we can have a conversation about you getting it. And I said, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. I stand for what I believe in. There's nobody going to tell me that I'm going to do something that I don't believe is completely right. If there was something that made sense and they were right, I would have been like, oh, okay, let's evaluate this. That is not how it went. Then it turned into a screaming match as soon as Carrie Jo comes in. Carrie Jo is the sister of Davey Coombs. They run MX Sports. Now, that all happens. Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to stay as calm as I can, and as I am now, just talking to you guys. Now, the thing with this is they don't like anyone to have any kind of power. So whenever I was like, I'm not going to do that, that's when everything went off. The thing that got dangled in front of me, which happens to everyone in this scenario, it's called the control. That's what they desire, and that's what they have. And they basically said, if I be a good boy, I will be able to be evaluated for the next year. And at that point, like I mentioned, I was pretty much done with my editing thing. So I was like, you know what? You're trying to dangle a treat in front of me while not giving me anything, so I do stuff that you want me to do. No. So I went right into doing exactly what I was doing before, not defaming them, not doing any of that stuff, not doing anything that is ill intent. It's simply the fact that when something happens, and I have my side of it, I'll just dive into it. Noah Stevenson smacked this quad whenever we were at Loretta's. I was standing on the platform. I'm watching this quad pull out right whenever the college boy was ending, and I caught it on my camera, and the broadcast caught it on their camera. So that happens right after we have this talk, and then I released that. I didn't know that was going to happen. That shit happened on your guys' watch. That wasn't nothing on me. I didn't make it worse than it was. Your broadcast showed it clear as day. I can't make things worse than they are. Fast forward to the weekend after. We go to Unadilla. Now, Unadilla, me and Davey have a talk again, and he said, well, this is exactly why you didn't get a credential at Loretta's. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, you used our copyrighted stuff, which is illegal. And I absolutely said, well, that's not true. I added my stuff to your stuff and had something to say about it. That's free game. So once again, back into it. We disagreed. The fact is he literally told me something was incorrect and illegal when it was not. I don't know how you feel about when people try to do stuff like that to you. That's called intimidation. They're trying to use things. If I didn't have that knowledge, they would have used that. The thing is knowing what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm allowed to do on the internet, considering that this is what I do full time. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have a genuine understanding. I just continue on my way. Nothing really happened. Everything's cool. I have my first conversation with Tim Cotter at Day in the Dirt Out East, right before Loretta's. He said, hey, how about you say something nice about us this time? Being a smartass. But the thing is I get it, I understand. And you know what I did? Instead of being like, oh, screw you, didn't do that. I went up to him, talked to him. I said, hey, I said, I can only show what you guys give me, right? I'm not going to make something look better than it is. I'm just showing what happens. Do you know who controls that? Not me. Who is controlling to show what happens is your guys, because it's your event. If things happen at your event, who's responsible? Nothing even bad happened that day in the Dirt Out East. You can watch that video. It was a great video. Have anything bad to say about them besides they had Red Bull over and they took out the quad that all the professionals are allowed to jump, but all of the best Red Bull riders are not allowed to jump. That's the only thing I had to say, and that was pretty crazy. I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, we go to an MX sports event, and all of a sudden people aren't allowed to jump jumps again that are allowed to be jumped. Right before Loretta's in 2025. Everything went pretty good. I mean, I just showed what was happening, just like I said, at all these nationals, did all these things, went to them, no problems with anybody. I go to Loretta's, drive 10 hours down there. I get there, I'm there for 2 days, hanging out. Everything's cool. We just had a video about this. It's a ban for life. That's what it's called. For telling the truth. Once again, here I am telling the truth again, and I'm about to get hammered again. I go down a rabbit hole of just understanding this is what you need to do. You need to go to these different videos. Short form here is I went to Loretta's. I was there for 2 days. Everything was cool. No problems. Didn't know I was hiding. I go to make this video of Loretta's. I was just basically, if you've never been to Loretta's, this big amateur race, the biggest one in the country. This facility is huge, and you need to know little ins and outs. You're just going to be unprepared. It's really that simple. I was going to take all of that unpreparedness out and basically give you a guide as if you've ever been there before, or maybe you never will make it there, but it would feel like you were exactly there and you would understand the entire facility. While I'm doing this, I go to the front gate. Within 15 minutes from going to the front gate, I was seen. I had 2 broken feet and I was riding a pedal bike with a throttle assist, and I had my crutches strapped to my back. I got pulled over. They said I was evading them. This whole thing is a crazy scenario, but I get kicked out. I get written up a letter in 15 minutes of false accusations. Now, this is a problem. They're accusing me of things that I actually didn't do. There's a national called Washougal. There's a red flag that happens. Somebody crashes in the whoops. Then somebody tells me that there was another crash in the back section that they were trying to hide. They showed me the video of it and say, this is the real reason for the red flag. So I take that information and run with it. They did hide the crash because they still, to this day, have never shown it. It's still correct. I just got bad information that it was the reason for the red flag. But the reason for the red flag was the guy in the whoops, but this other guy went to the crowd. But I said that that was the real reason for the red flag. But the fact is that guy actually lined up after the red flag. So I was wrong. And I did everything I could to correct it. They didn't ever message me. If we would have had a conversation, maybe we would have went a little differently. But at the same time, whenever you release something on the internet, it stays on the internet. Back to Loretta's. I get pulled off to the side and they say, Tim Cotter wants to talk to you. This is going to be the actual first time we might have a conversation that actually might be beneficial. And I'm excited. I pull over. I'm good. My attitude is good. Everything's sweet. I get handed a letter from the attorney that says I'm no longer allowed at any of the events. I'm banned for life. That's how that happened. So I'm like, what the heck? It says I'm banned from life because of all these false accusations. That I am defaming them for monetary gain, which is false. I don't say anything that's not true. I show things that do happen at the event, and I don't turn it into anything more than it is. I just show it, and I talk about it. I speak on it sometimes. A lot of the times I'll just say, like, hey, this is what happened. What do you guys think? I think a lot of the time that if you can articulate an opinion yourself, you're going to be in way better shape than if someone just does it for you. Their first legal letter was, my name is wrong, and they falsely accused me of things. So ultimately, that legal letter kind of meant shit to me. So what I did is I waited a couple rounds, and then somebody that looked like me went to Budds Creek. Nothing crazy happened, nothing that I got after that. And I'm like, wow, maybe we're in better shape than we were. Their whole thing and why I'm a problem is because of the insurance. Maybe the insurance should be paying me, showing actually what's happened. It's really interesting. Like, their insurance goes up, so they blame me. And then they say, okay, well, I'm not allowed to go anymore because I showed what happens at their events. What the hell is going on? Is anyone seeing the misconception here? Everyone's question is, why are you in trouble? The question is as good as it is for you, as it is for me, because I'm still confused too. Because guess what? Whenever people do make mistakes, because that does happen, there's usually like, okay, he made a mistake and he fixed it. Oh, okay. So somebody looked like me went to Budds Creek. Everything kind of rolls by. I do all these other events. Everything looking really good. Like, I went to these other events that I was a little nervous in going to because I didn't want them to be scared to have me because MX Sports has banned me for life. For something, if it was a better reason, or if there was a reason, maybe they would have a reason to do the same. Because there's an argument of like, oh, look at what about the track owners? They probably don't want you there. No, I wouldn't say that's the case. There are some track owners that are scared because they have things that shouldn't be there, or it's not me. The problem is you have something that you're worried about and you don't want to be seen. You see how that's the problem and not me showing it? I'm not looking for problems either. But at the exact same time, you got to evaluate that. Sorry that took so long, but you guys need to understand that before we can really get into this. I sent a message out to a media company that always says they will take anyone. They will let anyone say their piece. And they put everyone on. That's how he explains it. It doesn't matter who they are. They put everyone on. He's the one that puts more people on than anyone else. So I spoke to him after all this happened, and he had a couple words to say about me. And I said, all right, well, cool. Like, that's fine. I'll be respectful. I won't clip your shit and put it on my YouTube page and talk shit. Make a video, actually, on Instagram so I don't get paid. And I'll message you and be like, hey, here we go. This is the amount of people that want to see it, just right off the rip. And here is me being respectful about this. I message him and say, hey, I just watched your show. I'd like to be on for a call. He said, we can organize that. All that happened a month ago. So Monday, today is Wednesday. So Monday, I message him again and say, hey, man, like, I didn't want to do it this other way because you guys didn't want me to clip you and do all this stuff. I want to do it on your platform. Like, I won't even make any money from it. I want you to make the money from it, considering that you said my name and you brought it to attention, and I appreciate that. All of a sudden, I do that Monday. Nothing happens. So Tuesday, I get my second legal letter. It comes in an email form. Now, let's look at this thing. This thing is updated in a lot of different ways. MX On was this weekend, and they had information that I was planning on attending, and it's not an FIM event, and MX Sports run this event. They had the authorities ready and informed that I was coming and briefed on everything. That's really weird. The real interesting thing is in this legal letter they sent me was pretty much exactly what I have in text messages to other people and that I spoke on phone with. This is something that I kept very near and dear to my heart, and I didn't say anything to like anyone about. And they had the information a day after I said I was about to release something else on someone else. That's weird. Things are going to get really interesting here. We have a lot to talk about. Hopefully you guys have everything up to date and you understand where we're at, because we're about to get into some shit that you're going to really be like, what the hell? I'm going to go back to Loretta's whenever I got kicked out. Tim Cotter said multiple times that we're going to make an example out of Slowy. Me being Slowy. Sorry, I should have introduced myself like that before. We're going to make an example out of Slowy. He's threatening and silencing the people down there in the media tent. He said that he was making an example out of me, and that if anyone wanted to follow in the footsteps of Mr. Slowy, then they would be next. They don't get to put out anything that has any negative at all, even if it happens down there. Absolutely no negative. I would call that intimidation, threatening, and silencing of the truth. That was to the media people, to the people that are down there getting the content for you guys to see. This is where the control comes in. They run their entire business off of control. MX Sports, which is the people that are giving me all the trouble, which are promoters, owns AMA Pro Racing. AMA Pro Racing are the people that make the rules at the race and decide who gets in trouble for what. If they want to manipulate something, they don't have anyone to hold them accountable. If they want somebody to get in trouble and they want to tighten the points up or doing anything like that, there's actually no one there that's going to hold them accountable unless they do something so ungodly that the people stand up and say, what the hell was that? But honestly, It doesn't even matter if the people stand up and say, what the hell is that? Because they rule. Control the media. They control the riders. If the riders say anything, they get penalized. So they won't just get AMA penalized. I would say close to 100 pro riders that have reached out to me. Say, hey, I have a question for you since you're going through all this stuff. I'm going to give you some information. But you can't say it's from me. I get that. I totally understand that. Because I know what they'll do to you guys. I know that they'll cut you from getting entried. I know that they'll give you all kinds of trouble in different ways. They'll blackball the shit out of you. And that's just because they don't like you. And that's not fair. The thing is if you were to talk to me about some shit that's real shady and whatnot, then why are you getting in trouble for that? Because you're telling me things that are happening. You're like, oh, you just tell them what the things that are happening so they fix it. Well, the problem is they don't have to fix it, and they won't fix it because they roll everything. If they think what you're saying is stupid, or you're scared because the riders are scared, they don't give a shit about the riders. The people that make them all the money, they don't give a shit about them. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. It's not my opinion. This is factual. We've been bitching about tough blocks for so long, ain't no one do anything about it, and then they start complaining about how much money they'd have to spend to fix it. They didn't make enough money to fix the thing that keeps the sport keep going and keeps your riders healthy. Okay, perfect. Control thing goes back to the media. So anyone that's in the media, if they Verb Moto or Vital MX did something that they didn't like, that MX Sports didn't like, all they do is they take stuff away from them that week. Or they do something else. If they do something real bad, they just pull the credentials. There's this word called accredited media that literally is the best word ever for them because they just get to say whoever is accredited. Doesn't matter. They just say it. You got a podcast. Oh, you have a YouTube channel that you talk on. You podcast. Oh, you're accredited. Or you could have everything and you're not accredited because you don't say what they want you to say. This is the most corrupt thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And honestly, I'm getting all this out here right now because you guys need to understand that I'd all this be going on. I was trying to be nice at first and try to resolve some of this and maybe come to terms because I wanted to be back in. I don't give a shit anymore. We're about to hammer these people. So then when they give me this legal letter, they updated the shit out of it. They took away all the false accusations. Weird. Why would you send another legal letter when I was already confused and everybody in the whole world was confused on why I was actually in trouble? And not only did you not give me any reason of why I was in trouble, you took away the false reasons that were on the paper. Or tell me you're wrong with out telling me you're wrong. The thing is this, it's real simple. If there's actually something that I did wrong, how about you freaking say it? How about you bring it to attention? Because honestly, if you would do that, maybe people would agree with you. Because right now, I don't see anyone agreeing with you besides people that are like, oh yeah, that guy's just trying to show bad things. No, dude, I'm not showing bad things. I'm showing what's happening. It's really that simple. If you want to be negligent and act like I'm just trying to hurt the sport or I have ill intent, you are mistaken. The ill intent would be stupid. You're basically saying that I want to hurt something that is literally that I wanted to be my job. So you're telling me that I want to destroy the sport that I want a job in, that I want to do individually by myself. The sport being smaller would hurt me, dumbass. Lose me on that. Because, does everyone like me? Absolutely not. But I would believe at this point I have 80% of the moto community. And you could disagree with me, and that's fine. There are people that think I'm a scumbag. Dude, I don't have all my teeth. I have long hair. I used to drink. I used to do all this stuff. All of a sudden I'm sobriety testing, going to the gym. I'm increasing, trying to tell everyone to be better. I've always been like that. I always wanted people to be the best they could. You know what I mean? I never influenced people to be bad people. I influenced people to try to be better people. Try really freaking hard. Every time someone does something good, I'm like, dude, good job. Proud of you. That's who I am. I've always been like that because people didn't do it to me. And whenever I did get it, I appreciated it more than anything. And I did feel like I did a couple good things back in the day. And I never got anything from it. And it kind of hurt my freaking feelings. So I want to be the opposite of what I've experienced in my life and give good things to other people. This is something I've been wanting to talk about. I want you to understand that a lot of the stuff that I'm about to say in the next couple of videos, and even some of the stuff now, is going to seem a little crazy, a little different, a little bit like, there's no way all that's happening. There's no way. There has to be something else. It can't be just that. I'm sorry to tell you guys, if you think that way, you're incorrect. I didn't make this up. I'm experiencing this in real time. I'm watching it happen. I've seen it happen to other people. And I thought, man, that guy must be a bad guy. That guy must be a bad guy. Why is he saying stuff like that? Why are they doing stuff like that? Why is he accusing them of that? That guy was Cooksy. I thought that dude was a lunatic. I thought he was really funny and he had a vendetta. And wow, he's just going after him for everything. Kind of like maybe going too far. Well, I can't believe I'm saying this at this time because back in the day, that's how I felt. And now, most of what he says was right on the dot. And why didn't I believe it? Because it didn't seem quite plausible. This is why things don't seem believable. You're like, oh, James Stewart, if there was anything bad that happened, James Stewart would have spoke up. Oh, Ricky Carmichael would have spoke up. Oh, these other people would have spoke up. Yeah, but you're not understanding that those people are still getting paid by these people. They are literally getting paid by these people to say whatever they're going to say. You think they have a voice, and they do have a little bit of an opinion, and I'm not going to say they don't. But at the same time, if they do something bad, they pay for it. The crazy thing about this whole scenario also is these people pretend like they know our audience. Meanwhile, they be posting stuff about gay pride on the Instagram and then turning all the comments off. I know this happened and whatever. And then they went and Ryan Villapoto being the one like, what the hell? And I was like, what the hell too? That's totally fine. Then it gets worse. This is something that I kind of kept to myself, didn't really say anything about. Comments go off on that. Then all of a sudden, Juneteenth comes around. Then he says something on there. And we're not going to get into what he said. But I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But it wasn't real nice. I was actually really surprised that he would say something like that. Now I'm not trying to come at Ryan Villapoto or anything. I've actually liked this guy a lot. Obviously, MX Sports and everybody has people working for them. Now, what you have to understand is a lot of these people don't actually look into the social media a lot, but a lot of them do. I have some of my biggest fans are actually the people that work for MX Sports, which is crazy. But the reality here is they also have people that they just feed shit to and just say, hey, like these people were bad, like this is who we're looking for. I had someone go to Iron Man to record for me. He walked in there and he seen somebody with my shirt on and he went and talked to him and he said, the staff said, I can't believe you're wearing that. The gate staff, so the people that you walk into to pay, said, I can't believe you're wearing that shirt right now because of all the things that's happening. And basically insinuating that I was a problem. This wasn't like I can't believe you're wearing it, that's cool. It was I can't believe you're wearing that because look at all the problems he's causing. How the hell would that guy even think that I'm caught? Like, these people don't even give me reasons of why I'm, like, actual reasons of why I'm in trouble. They just say things. There are sheep in this world that don't actually do any thinking for themselves. They just listen to others, and they say, my dad liked that guy, so I like that guy. It's like politics. These people that are just one way or the other because their family's like that, and that maybe you need to take a second and look at the whole scenario and be like, shit, maybe that is dumb. Maybe it changed since whenever they were younger. You need to evaluate for yourself. Sheep are not good. Everybody that's watching moto and dirt bikes and stuff like this, it's supposed to release stress. It's not supposed to be this stressful. I did not get into this and have any understanding that it was as corrupt as it is. I understand if you start listening to this and you're like, I can't handle this because of all the things that are happening. But I'm telling you one thing right now, that the more you understand about this situation, the better off you're going to be. Because this can happen to any one of you. All of the filmers that are out there right now just documenting and doing vlogs or doing anything like this can happen to you. This is everyone's chance to stand up and actually blow this experience out of the water and show what the hell is actually happening behind closed doors. The thing is this, the only reason they can continue doing the things that they're doing is because people don't care enough. There are people that care a lot, but the fact is there's not enough people to actually do something. And I can't expect any rider to say anything because they will absolutely get punished and blackballed. And I would never expect you to do that for me. If you ever did, I'd be forever in your debt. The shit ain't right. Everyone's standing up right now. But the fact is that if you are underneath these people, you have a very difficult time to stand up because you know what they can do to you. I'm not saying that to scare you guys. A lot of you people have no idea what these people are capable of. This isn't my fight. This is everyone's fight. This is everyone's chance to stand up and say, hey, this is freaking bullshit. The dude is literally doing this. If you were in the scenario I'm in with just showing what's happening and getting in trouble for it and getting disappeared and banned and lifed for just showing what's happening, Wait until it happens to someone else, and you're like, shit. And the thing is, it's not just me and Cooksey anymore. It just keeps happening. It's happening to employees. It's happening to a lot of people. So weird time. I never wanted motocross to be like this, and it sucks really bad. And I mean that. But at the same time, the more you know about this stuff, the more you can make correct decisions. This is everyone's chance to make sure this shit stops happening. One of the biggest things here is MX Sports likes to use this phrase, the sport is under attack. They are just literally using that to scare you guys, so you guys feel like you have to stand up for something and you need to do something about it. I promise you, I would not hurt this sport or try to hurt this sport. Anything I'm trying to do is to help. If we can be safer, if we can learn from things that I'm using or doing or whatever or showing, if something's happening all the time, there's probably a reason for it, and there's probably something we can do. That's what really needs to be seen here. You want to know what's really under attack? MX Sports is under attack, and they freaking know it right now. You got Hayden Deegan going to World Supercross, which you guys have no idea. Maybe you do. 99% of people don't have any idea the World Supercross, him going there, was the biggest FU he could have possibly done. And the reason being was because of all the shit that was going on, and they were copyrighting his YouTube video and doing all kinds of junk. He's like, you know what? Screw you guys. This is what I'm going to do. You know who else is on their list right now? Hunter Lawrence. On the 23 Moto podcast, which I'll play here, from Cooksey Media, showing it.
Absolutely. I would love to see a riders union or some type of thing like that where the whole sport could be paid more. I would love if Honda was to win, they get something like a $10 million bonus or something like that, you know. And
Hunter Lawrence is calling and wishing for a riders union. That is not going to freaking fly with MX Sports. MX Sports is under attack, and they're trying to shoot everyone right now. They are doing everything they can to try to silence everyone. Every media source is paid by MX Sports, one way or another. They're either giving them information that helps them gain revenue, or they're actually paid by MX Sports. Kind of creates a little bit of, oh, well, they pay me and I get perks if I listen. That's great. But at the same time, that's not how you actually get real media. That's how you get someone to say what you want them to say. What I want to stick with you guys, the fact is people don't get silenced for telling lies. You have to hear that. Understand that people don't get silenced for telling lies, and you will understand the reason that I'm getting all the shit that's going on right now is because what I'm saying is true, and they don't want it to be said, either because of insurance purposes or the fact that I'm actually bringing people together. They lose their mind every time they see a shirt. They feel it. They feel it in their freaking soul. You have to stand up, and you got to speak out about this shit. Everyone did it at Loretta's. It went nuts. They literally had to monitor the chat 24/7 after that. You have to understand we are way more powerful than you expect, and you just have to just put your head down and say what you believe. Say it in an articulate way. Don't say rude shit. Say things that are true with factual statements, and we will win. Instead of just screw MX Sports, say why. Say how they're breaking it. Say what's not making sense. Say they're banning literal free speech and free whatever it is, because they are. But I'm going to tell you what we're going to get into next time. We're going to get into the FBI, and we're going to get into other intimidation acts, and we're going to get into the person that was saying all this stuff about free media and whatever, blah, 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 and they put me on and then ignored me as soon as everything went like this. We're just going to smash it all. But this next video is going to sound crazy. You're not going to probably believe everything. But I'm going to bust this thing wide open on all of the shit that is really going on. I wasn't going to do it. I was going to let things roll and see how they played their hand. But if they're going to keep stabbing me like they're stabbing me, and keep doing what they're doing, and keep pretending that I'm the biggest problem that ever existed in motocross, instead of being reasonable or having a conversation with me, you know what? I'm just going to let it all fly. I've been trying to be reasonable. We do have some merchandise on the website if you want to support it. It's shopslowy.com. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys listening to all this, and there is so much more to come, and it's about to get really in depth. I'm not leaving, but I want you to understand that I am actually way more nervous about this whole situation now because of what I'm about to put out. Realize that I did not and do not want to have to make videos like this. I just wanted to watch the dirt bikes ride and travel the country and just have a good time and show people what they're missing. This is what it's turned into. Said it 3 times, I'm not gonna hold back. If there was a time to do it, it's now. I'm sick of people trying to push people around and scare people and literally just do what they're doing. I'm just letting it rip. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.
This is how